Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Yinzer Brothers podcast. I'm TJ. I'm here with my brother Tim, and we are the Yinzer Bros. Today, we have a special guest with us, producer T. Welcome.
In the flesh.
That's
in the
right.
flesh.
Yeah,
Producer
it's-
T,
I'm
before
out
we
here.
get to
Yeah.
start this, like, what exactly do you do for this show?
I upload the content as soon as you guys get it to me.
Okay.
It's like as soon as it happens.
I just want to make sure because I don't know what the hell you do, Producer T.
I produce this international podcast.
It is
Okay.
The
international.
Yinzer Bros.
Okay.
I produced it. I put it up there. My name's on it.
I just want to make sure that we're all, on the same page here because I really don't know what the hell you do. I still, even by what you just told me, I still don't understand what it means.
I kind of don't know what I do either, but
Sweet. Let's go.
I'm on tonight. Baby.
You are
So,
you
here we
are
go.
on tonight, and if anything stupid comes out of Producer T's mouth, that is Big T's son. So you just blame him.
That's right. That's okay. I'll take it. Ty, I don't need to, begin to tell you what a great honor it is to be with the Yinzer Bros tonight.
I know.
How are you feeling about this entire experience? Can you feel the awesomeness radiate from us to you?
I feel it. I feel it through the screen. Being a Yinzer product myself, I feel included right now.
I want to
I feel
punch.
included.
I want to punch your screensaver because Mitch's
this
face
thing.
is just
Look.
staring at me.
That
I don't
is a
wanna
great
play
one.
with you anymore.
It is great. It is great.
We're all thinking it.
That's
Yes.
true. We are. So again, tonight we're here to talk about a few things. First, the Steelers' loss to the mighty Jets. And then the big game this week against Buffalo. David and Goliath, if you will. Big game for us. It's not looking so good for the Steelers right now. We are 1-3. This stinks. I don't know how to act. Tim, you're going to have to ask some of your Bear friends. What do we do? I don't even know what to
TJ,
do.
I will be honest with you. Like, normally after this type of loss, I'd be dressed up in some type of hang me uniform. I don't know what it would be. I'd be a jet, a crashing plane, a dog, an Olaf, something. But TJ, honestly, in my heart, I feel like a new man. Like it's like the Jets needed to murder us for me to feel like you buried the football. You took the football and you buried it. It's like it's on to the next one. I feel reburned. There's a sense of calmness about me right now. It's unbelievable. I don't understand how it's happening.
Well,
If it took the Jets to kill my soul like this, I'm ready to go.
Zach Wilson, baby.
That's right, Zach. Well, let's be real. I mean, it looked like for a little bit there that Kenny was going to bring us all the way back. I mean, it looked great that we had that pick. But I'm going to tell you right now, those two picks that he threw, Claypool, a.k.a. Butterfingers, needs to catch a ball.
Gotta catch
and
the ball.
I think Freiermuth needs to pull that down too. I'm sorry.
TJ, I think some people on this podcast owe this guy right here an apology about being hard on Claypool all the time. Remember, like yesterday, a couple years ago, you're like, "Are you going to take your stuff back on Claypool?" Blah 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 blah. I'm like, maybe here. TJ, I said it at draft day. I don't like the guy. He's not good. The guy plays like he's 5'8". I don't understand it.
He's going to catch a ball. He just has to catch the ball.
It's a waste of a 6'4" frame.
It
TJ,
is.
if I had that frame, I'd still probably be broken. I would still be broken. And
You probably would, Tim. Yeah, it's good. Self-reflection is good for us. So Tim, give me a window into, now we know, I mean, obviously Sunday is bittersweet because we get to turn a page. We get to see the Kenny Pickens era. But give me an idea.
it's Pickett, TJ. It's Pickett. Look, just
shit,
read it on my screen. Read it on my
right.
screen.
It's the Pickens connection that's going to be great.
I got you.
How did you feel? Tell me about some of the emotional roller coaster you went through on Sunday, Tim.
I was ready to break my TV watching Mitch in the first half, and I kept saying to my wife, I was threatening to turn my season tickets in because I said, hey, if Mike Tomlin doesn't make the hook at halftime, I may drive my personal seat license down to 415 Art Rooney Boulevard and turn it into the Steelers myself.
You sound like every Yinzer on the north side.
Yeah, truthfully, yeah. And then, I mean, they showed him warming up or coming out, and TJ, I got the tingles. I think I got the tingles.
Producer T, how did you feel when during the game and when Kenny came out?
Well, so to put into perspective, I'm a young Yinzer fan, so all I've ever literally ever known is the Steelers being good at football, only ever. So I think what irks me the most is watching, I think, Mike Tomlin make these calls with Mitch instead of stepping out of this Mitch box, which I guess for
The
8
Mitch
mil you kind
box
of have
sucks.
to. I know it sucks, and for 8 mil, you kind of have to see what he gets. I get it. But here's the thing: the best
There's no
part
Mitch
about
box.
Sunday,
There's like a Mitch Bermuda triangle. That's where it is. There's where things go
Where
to
talent
die.
goes to die. Talent
the
goes
best
to die.
the best part about Sunday is that Dad was literally at the grocery store picking up like ice cream and stuff, and Kenny walks onto the field, and I call him, and I'm like, Dad, Kenny's in the game. Kenny's in the game, and he's like, What? What are you talking about? And he made it home in like a minute and a half. It was crazy. He wasn't even here.
So you went from, I'm going to go get some ice cream because Mitchell Trubisky's in this game and I've seen this show before, to saying, our possible Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is just taking the field.
Yeah, I did.
That literally was it. Yeah.
It was very similar. It was, you know what? I went from ice cream to drown my sorrows to ice cream for the celebration.
Wow.
Big shift.
And I will tell you, okay, people can point at the interceptions all they want. Claypool, people say throwing to double coverage. It was a jump ball before that safety even got over. The Freiermuth one, bad pass, still pretty accurate, still pretty hit him in his hands. TJ, your defense can't give up. Your vaunted defense can't give up 10 points to Zach Wilson in the fourth quarter. They're the middle of the defense the whole entire game. Again, Fenwick's own shouldn't see the field, be on the field, be near the field, be buried on the field, even breathing on the field. I mean, dude, they had guys. I've never seen guys running that free in the middle of the field in my life. What is going on?
Is it our scheme? Do you think we just have a bad scheme?
I think so, because we have the highest paid defense in the league.
I don't think it's the
Highest paid
scheme.
defense.
I think it's, put it this way, our linebackers can't cover anybody. Every one of them. They can't cover anybody. So you are at a huge, huge, huge hole in the middle of the field. You just can't. I think Mike Tomlin thinks he has Derek Brooks playing middle linebacker. And he doesn't. He has Fenwick's
Miles Jack
own.
is pretty good. Miles Jack's pretty
DJ,
good.
they take him off the field on third down because he can't cover anybody.
Well, he's got to be better than your guy.
Don't say Fenwick's own is my guy.
Big 41. Well, I don't know.
I mean,
it was a brutal loss. And again, if it gets us to Kenny Pickett Day, we have hope, right?
TJ, I'm putting a lot of eggs in this Kenny Pickett basket. If this basket fails, TJ, not only he won't make the list, he will have his own separate list. There'll be the Pickett lists. TJ, I don't know if I've ever been invested in a player this much in my entire life as I am right now in Kenny Pickett.
You know what? You got to say this. He has that thing. He's
Something.
accurate. He's fast. He just has the it factor. I knew I liked him. I mean, I liked him before, but when he took that shot right in the chops, hit Freiermuth right in the seam, and got up and was starting to jaw with that defensive tackle, I'm like, you know what? This guy's got it. Compared to Mitch, who looks like he's one of those wind-up toys that just keeps going in a circle over and over and over and over. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? I mean, did you see any pass this year, any at all from Mitch, that he didn't throw off his back foot? Did he step into any pass this year at all?
TJ.
He looks like me at the Turkey Bowl, Tim.
Again, he is one read Mitch. It's first read, either check down or I don't know what he starts. His pocket presence awareness, it may be the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I don't. He has arm talent. He has no accuracy. I, for God's sake, how did he get picked second in the
I have no
NFL
idea.
draft? The Bears got to be some complete doo-doo heads when it comes to doing it. They traded up to get him.
I know. They're bad. Oh well, the Jets are behind us. So let's put the Jets behind us. Let's open up the injury mailbag, and then let's talk about
Producer T, all I've ever seen is Steeler winning football. For God's sake, you don't.
I mean, it's the truth.
He doesn't know the
can't-
Kent Graham years.
I
He doesn't
can't
remember the
lie.
Kent Graham years.
Kent
He
Graham's-
doesn't know the Mark
yeah.
Malone years.
Kent Graham's living in a big house down the street from me because he stole the bag from the Steelers.
He did. Let's open up
can't
the
lie
injury
to you.
mailbag. What is the injury mailbag? It's when you, the fan, get to ask us, the Yinzer Bros, anything you want about football, life, anything. We'll answer anything. You can email us your questions to yinzerbros@gmail.com. And if you're lucky enough, you get your question answered, read on this international podcast. Tim, open up the Yinzer mailbag.
All right, man. We got some late stuff from the mush. I mean, half the stuff he has been, brother. That's another thing. We're up 10. I get a text from him. The exact time is 2:39 in the afternoon. And right after that, Zach Wilson, all of a sudden, poof, becomes Tom Brady going up and down the field.
Hey. It's been tough for Tom. Tom and Griselle, they're not doing really well.
All that means is Tom Brady's going to play till he's 104, and he's probably going to look rejuvenalized, like not knowing he doesn't have to go home and listen to Giselle talking Spanish to him.
I saw a crazy stat. Tom Brady in his 40s has more passing yards and passing touchdowns than Jay Cutler holds the record for Chicago Bears all time. In his 40s, Tom Brady holds both of those records.
Again,
In his 40s alone. In his 40s alone. That's 5 years. He's only 45.
I don't think Tom Brady's real. I think he is a robot, and they just put skin over top of a robot.
I think
I'm
he made a
convinced
deal
of
with the
it.
devil. I think she throws curses on her opponents. On his opponents.
Well,
But
so
here's the thing. They're getting divorced, and guess what? She's gonna be paying him alimony because she makes more money than him. I mean,
Really?
that dude doesn't
Oh my gosh,
lose.
yeah.
TJ, he doesn't lose.
That's true. He doesn't.
I mean, you're married to a supermodel that's gonna be paying you alimony. It's unbelievable.
That's nuts.
Oh, jeez. If he made a deal with the devil, you know what? Can I get his agent?
Oh, Tim. So what do you got in the user mailbag, Tim?
All right, the mush. Here he goes. He goes, Mitchell was a known commodity. Yeah. No crap, mush. No crap.
A bag of flaming poo. Go ahead.
Well, he wants to know, what did we expect when we signed him? I'll let you guys take the floor because we know what this guy thought when we signed him.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I drank the Kool-Aid thinking that maybe it was poor coaching. I thought maybe he was rattled. I thought maybe Tomlin,
You know what, too?
players coach, the people's coach, Tim, Tomlin.
TJ, I think a lot of people need to, from Chicago to everybody in the NFL needs to just say, hey, Matt Nagy, I'm sorry. Maybe you were right.
I think you're right. I don't like, he's not the guy. There's nothing about him that says, follow me when I run up the hill. So I think again, you can have all the skill and talent you want. If you're not the guy, you're not the guy. He doesn't have that moxie. He doesn't have that gear. He doesn't have that thing. I don't think I'd follow him into the Walmart.
I drank the Kool-Aid too. And I think I drank the Kool-Aid because I don't like Mason Rudolph. And so there was it felt like a lesser of two evils, only on the front though that I felt that Mitch could maybe manage a game at least. And as long as he doesn't have us lose the game, he doesn't have to win the game. But now we're watching the thing that I thought was going to win us the game, or most games, the defense play absolutely awful. You can't have a game manager then. You have to have a game winner.
He never was a game manager. He sucked.
I know, but him or Mason.
I think I made a statement. I would have rather had Mason in his no face mask, his stupid punchable face than him. I basically said, you're again,
Why is he on the?
I had my call on. I saw the dude before you guys had a chance. I saw him for 4 years out here, and I'm like, he stinks. Like, he sucks. There's no doubt about it. He just sucks. I mean,
It's tough though because Mason's third on the depth chart, and he still is. So, like, what does that say about Mason?
he sucks too. I mean, they both suck.
I know,
to
but
me,
that's what I'm saying. Is
I can at least trust Mason to go through a read in the field. You know what I mean? He may overthrow it, or he may just chuck it, but I can at least say, okay, he's going to go through his reads and most likely get you in the okay position. But it's probably going to be a crappy pass. I mean, Mitch, it's going to be a crappy pass, and he's not going to get you in the greatest position either. It's one of the two. I've never seen a quarterback treat the middle of the field like there's lava everywhere.
so he's probably number 2 in the depth chart because he's making $8 million versus $5 million. That's probably why.
I agree, but you know what? To me, I would not be stunned if I can't believe I'm saying this because I don't think. The more I think about it, I don't even know how that they may trade him.
I think they will.
I think you do. Yeah, I mean, for $8 million.
What are you going to do with them?
Yeah, I mean, trade him to get more cap space out of the deal.
You're going to keep him around for another year to be a backup? Might as well just trade him.
Let him go.
Yeah.
Let him go to the. Let him go to the
third or fourth.
You ain't getting a third. You ain't getting a third or
Hey.
fourth for him.
Hey,
You may have
a
to.
desperate team.
I don't think you
Desperate
do.
team.
No, you got to be a blind, deaf, dumb GM.
Like us?
Yeah.
8
Yes.
mil?
But yeah, I can't believe they gave that guy $8 million. Wow. All right. Next question. I'm not even going to read that one because this is like he wants to know from my call, would I rather take Mitchell or Mark Sanchez? It ain't even a thought. You give me Mark Sanchez in a heartbeat.
That's right. Coney Island's own hot dog eating Martin Sanchez. We'll take him.
Whatever. What will we think a successful year for Kenny Pickett and the Steelers will be going forward?
Like how many wins and losses?
Yeah, you could say wins, losses, how he performs.
I think going out, what do we got? We got 13 more games.
Oh God, yeah.
And it's a gauntlet. I mean, it is a gauntlet. I would say this. I would say, other than just the eye test, the litmus test, I think if Kenny can win, if he can win 6 out of the next 13, with given the strength of the schedule, I think that would be successful. I would love to see him if he could just grab 7. I think that would be amazing. But I would say 6 would be enough for me to go. He's the guy. Just our schedule's just ridiculous. I mean, other than we got the Panthers, we got the Saints. I mean, everybody else we play is just they're juggernauts. Everybody.
I given him making him say 6 wins to me. I think he's going to play fine. I think our Achilles heel is going to be the defense, TJ. I hate to say it. It's like they stink. They're not good. I mean, it is what it is. They can't stop the run.
I think you got to get. I mean, you lose a guy of the caliber of Watt. I mean, that's huge.
I get what you're saying, TJ, but I still think even with Watt, they had Watt last year, and they couldn't stop the run.
Well, but they were missing big. I mean, you lost Tuitt, and then you lost Alu. I mean, so their whole middle was done.
Has been Alu this year.
Then you had
has
Devin
been
Bush and the white guy from Wisconsin being our inside backers, whose name somebody picked him up. Did you see that?
Schobert.
Yeah.
Yeah, TJ, but guess what? He's on their practice squad practicing against the starters. That's where he should have been on the Steelers. Practicing. That's where 41 should be? On the practice squad. Prepping our starters. But no, he's running middle linebacker in the dime defense. Unbelievable.
I don't understand that.
7 wins is going to be tough for him, man. To me, it's one of those things where if you just see the progression and you see, hey, he's going to be a dude, even though you can tell if it's him causing the losses or the defense causing the losses. If you can see that he is not the cause of the losses, I'm okay with that. And stats-wise, I mean, you look at Ben's rookie year stats-wise, I think he had 2,000 yards passing,
Yeah, he was
17 touchdowns.
his rookie year. Yeah.
I wouldn't say those stats are all ungodly. I think Pickett should, in these day and age, should have more
He'll
passing
do
yards,
better.
more passing yards, more touchdowns.
I mean, let's just be real though. When you actually look at these last 3 losses,
Mhm.
the point spread in the last 3 losses, I mean, throw that last touchdown from Cleveland out,
Yeah.
I think it's only 13 points. So the
TJ.
defense didn't play that bad. Our offense was anemic.
Let me put it this way: that defense that you're paying $100 million to, they didn't play bad, but when you needed them,
But again, they're by the end of the game, they're gassed because
I
they
get- I
they
get-
still have the lowest possession average in the league.
and I would have given you that the first 2 games,
Mhm.
or I'm sorry, the Cleveland game and the who else did they lose to? The back-to-back games, Cleveland and the game before
Patriots.
that, the Patriots. The one that I don't get is it's the Jet game. TJ, they had 10 days off.
Well, I get that,
TJ,
but it's attrition
they-
during the game.
But TJ, they the time of possession. I think the Steelers had the time of possession in that game too.
It was pretty even, and then think this week too. All the injuries they have, their entire secondary is basically injured.
TJ, they were playing against 7th string tackles for the New York Jets.
I get it. That kid Mills they picked up from Denver.
He stinks.
He does. He's bad. He's bad. We need Watt back. I'll tell you what. When you have a pass rush, it makes those corners and those linebackers look a whole lot better.
I agree, TJ, but I mean, those were like slants that they were just giving up. I mean,
I hear
you
you.
can't. The middle of the field was.
I hear you.
It was an ocean, and
I hear you.
and Zach Wilson was just throwing out harpoons and just hitting
He
everything.
was throwing darts. He was throwing darts.
So sad. So sad. What do you think, producer T? What's
I
a
think,
successful season for Kenny?
I think I agree with you. It's Tim. I think I would take less wins for more offensive production, like seen on the field, versus like 6-7 wins and we're like mediocrely winning those games. I think if you see Kenny perform, and we know that the state of the team right now kind of feels, I hate to use this phrase, but it feels rebuildish right now, the way that sadly I think DJ said that in the presser. I think I would take less wins, but watching Kenny like come into himself this year and then from there give Mike Tomlin then the ability to say, hey, maybe I did mess up. Let's build something around him now for next year.
Tomlin is never going to put his hand up and say, maybe I did mess up. He's going to say, boobily, boobily, beebily, boobily. The barn was red. The barn is purple. I'm too hot in the kitchen. Blubbity, bloobily, blibbity, blibbity.
Maybe he'll change.
He ain't going to change that. He ain't going to change
Maybe he'll
that.
change.
All he'll do is fire his offensive coordinator, bring some other bozo in that stinks calling plays too.
I think the unknown factor of this, guys, is this. One thing that we know Kenny Pickett is, we know there's a couple things about it. One, we know he's fearless, and 2, he's ridiculously accurate. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we should, even if our offense, if we could put up 10 more points a game, I think our defense is going to be stable enough to shut down enough. That's enough for us to get wins.
TJ, brother, I get what you're saying, but you're thinking of the teams we played week 1 through 4 that were putting up 24, because the teams we played 1 through 4, they also are not very. Besides Cincinnati,
the Bengals,
they are not very good.
The Bengals are, and you know what? So Cleveland was what? Cleveland's 2-2.
TJ,
they lost to the Jets.
TJ, Cleveland stinks.
I understand. I mean, they're not as awful. The Jets are what? The Jets are 2-2.
The
Cleveland's
Jets,
2-2.
TJ, the Jets stink. The Patriots stink. Buffalo's gonna, TJ, they're gonna. Our heads are gonna be rolling on the turf, and then you gotta.
You might be right. I don't know.
TJ, that you got a Tom Brady who's now laser focused because you don't have to worry about the Brazilian chick yelling in his ear. Blah, 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 blah. They're gonna beat us by 1 million at home. I mean, it's Brady. Yes, he's gonna beat us by 1 million at home. The only thing you got to hope for, Tua didn't know how to spell his name the next week after that when he's in Miami, and then you got to go to Philadelphia after that.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
You got to play that team up there with them. that team's gonna TJ. They may beat them by 100 up there.
They might.
And then you come back, and I think you got Cincinnati and Baltimore after that.
So Tim, do you remember the last time we went 1-3?
Last year. It was, TJ.
You're
but
not
guess
wrong.
what? I'm not wrong. I know it was last year, but guess what, TJ? We weren't playing the I don't know.
I believe we had the roughest schedule in the NFL last year.
But that stretch that we came back, we weren't playing the team. I don't know. You're one of them nerd guys at the Lord of the Rings. Who's this, I don't know, one of them big trees or something that are angry that you just can't beat. I don't know, man. My biggest fear is this, TJ. I'll tell you right now. Here's my biggest fear. They go throughout the rest of the season. Kenny looks shaky, and I don't know if he's the dude. And they're picking in the top 5, and they have one of those quarterbacks that I think is going to be a dude, and they don't pick one of those quarterbacks, and they think Kenny's the guy, and then next thing we find out, like, Kenny ain't the guy. They pick some guy that's some outside pass rusher, and we're like, holy crap, he's good, but we got no quarterback. And next thing you know, we got some guy like Ryan Tannehill as our quarterback. I'm going, what the hell just happened?
I think we'll know if Kenny's the guy or not. I think I've seen enough to know he's accurate, he's fast, he seems like he makes good decisions. I think he's the guy.
I hope so, man. Like I said, a lot of eggs in this Kenny basket. Because if it goes downhill, TJ,
we pick another one this next year. Hopefully we pull the trigger. What have we lost?
I don't think Tomlin would be. One thing I can see about Tomlin, he's a very stubborn person. He thinks like what he doesn't. TJ, we had Edmonds. I mean, starting for like nothing was wrong when he couldn't tackle anybody his first like 4 years.
He hasn't been bad this year.
No, he's been okay this year. He's been okay. Okay, next question. You may hear my kid crying in the background. I don't know what her problem is. Melissa's probably beating her. I don't know. I'm just joking.
She's sad about the Steelers.
She's sad. She's as sad as I am.
She's sad about the Steelers.
All right, another question. Grade the offensive line this year. I'll let you guys go ahead and go at it because I think they've been pretty good.
What do you think, Producer T?
I think a B plus. I do. All I've seen on Twitter is that team after team after team after team rave about the Steelers' offensive line, and they're getting the job done. I think, and this goes back to kind of, it feels like it connects to the Jets.
Where else can you look at in the whole entire team and say, yeah, they've been playing okay?
Exactly.
Our kicker's phenomenal.
Nowhere else. Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, he was good. It feels like it goes back to the Jets game though too. Is so like, at what point are you blaming the preparation of the team? And then, like, at the same time, then the umbrella is at what point are you blaming Tomlin for not being prepared enough? Because if the O-line in the league is being said, like, hey, they're getting it done, something else isn't getting it done. And we know what that is. And that's the personnel, could be the scheme, it could be all that stuff. Why did we have 10 whole days to go into a game that we weren't prepared for? And you throw Kenny Pickett into it, thinking that Mike Tomlin had to have thought about that a little bit before. There's no way that for 10 days you're not.
The only thing I got in the back of my mind is, okay, we're saying the line's playing well. I thought they're playing, but what is the grade we're curving them on? Because I know at the beginning of the year we're like this line may be like one of those toys is getting thrown in the garbage you could see in your background. Yeah. So I don't know if I'm grading them on like my initial view of them being like, oh my God, this line may be the worst I've ever seen in my life. And so they're not as bad as that. Do I think now they're playing middle of the road NFL offensive line? Probably maybe, half, if you ranked all the lines, maybe like they're right in the middle, maybe a little bit below the middle. Sure. Is that good? Is that enough? Probably not. I still see some stupid things.
Like
I see their tackles every once in a while doing some dumb stuff. I see Dotson, he's good, but then he just gets blown up. So I mean,
I feel like Mitch, though, as conservative of a player as he is in his play style, I've not seen anything in what I feel the last 4 weeks to say that the O line is in the bottom, I don't know, 8 to 10 spots of the league, because I feel like Mitch has been protected. He's had time. Mitch is, just to your point, he's not good at football. So he's so so what we're seeing is a
Exact
product
phrase.
of
Not good at football.
not good at football. And so what we're seeing is a really skewed version of what I think the O line is producing, which is really difficult to grade on a scale of like production, right? Because like if we're averaging 14 points a game, that is bad news football. But on the flip side, if most of that is because Mitch won't throw a ball beyond the line of scrimmage and he runs around and he's not allowing his protection to protect him, then I think the grade is skewed a bit. So I would say a B plus. I don't think that they're quite higher than that, but also I don't think they're less than that, because I think I just watched a game where I think it was Philadelphia had 10 sacks. So like I would hate to be that team.
I gotta see them. I gotta see them run the ball more effectively for me to give them a B. I think they're right in the middle for me, is like around a C. I just got to see them. And I don't care if the people are saying, hey, they're loading up the box to stop the bringing. TJ, if you got an offensive line that it doesn't matter if you have 100 guys in the box, i.e. see Cleveland. They have no, you know what I mean?
But you have a scheme too. You could tell. I thought it was huge. Even though he threw that interception to Claypool, what he did was he said, I'm willing to take a shot down the field. So then those guys have to be on alert. They just have to. You hit a couple seam things, and then you saw the running game start to kick in a little bit. And I think Najee's running better than he has. He was missing a lot of holes, man. This is not college, and you're not Alabama where you are just better than everybody. This is the NFL.
I agree, but I think, like I said, it doesn't help that he didn't play at all in the preseason.
Oh, I agree.
It didn't help.
I agree.
It didn't hurt. So
no, I agree. Got anything else?
I think what is the biggest disappointment we've seen so far this year, in your guys' opinion?
As a player or as a side of the ball?
Whatever. You could pick whatever you want. I know I'm not going to say Mitch, because I didn't have any aspirations of Mitch being good anyways. But man, for me, you put $100 million in that defense. I get it. TJ Watt's the best player in the league, but your defense can't look this bad if you take one player off of it. You just can't, man. To me, it's like, if you're putting all your eggs in that defensive basket, you gotta be better than that, man. I don't. The whole defense in a whole, I'm starting to get down on Cam a lot, because he wants to be compared to Aaron Donald and this and that. And I get TJ Watt's out, but guess what? Aaron Donald gets triple teamed and quadruple teamed, and he still makes plays. I haven't seen Cam Hayward do anything since TJ's been out. Maybe it's his age. I don't know.
You need, the same thing is true with Highsmith. You need that other thing. Now, I got to say, Mika's been playing pretty good. Who's been a disappointment for me? I'm just going to throw it out there, is Najee. I thought he should be. I think the line is blocked well enough for him to run better than he has. Now, I think he's getting better. I want to see a little bit more contact with him, where he's just sticking it up in there. And I like the off thing with Warren, but I think I got to go with you. I think it's the defense. But again, I think you lose Watt, it's a huge deal.
Did you notice, though, it seemed like when they had the other Watt in playing fullback running behind Najee, it seemed like he was running a hell of a lot better.
He did.
Which was, I must say, I don't know if Matt Canada's ever going to have a steady fullback in his offense. I don't know. It just seemed like he was running better once Watt was in there. So, producer T, who's your call on the biggest disappointment this year?
I'm gonna say, and I love him to death, but I'm gonna say DJ. I think Deontay Johnson to collect the bag the way that he's collecting the bag, to almost kind of.
Do you realize he won the first game for us, basically?
Yeah, but where's he been the last three? Come on, dude.
He has
He dropped
Dingling
two
thrown.
huge
He
passes.
has Dingling thrown the ball.
But those balls that are doing this are still hitting him in the dang hands that we're paying him $20 million for. That's a lot of money. He's collecting a
guess.
bag and he's got to show up. Come on, man.
I guess.
Come on. Because the reason I say that though more so is because I think George Pickens can be a true number one. And so I think that we're going to see a really weird
He's a dog.
thing here. He's a dog. And so the problem here is like, okay, we just paid DJ. George Pickens could potentially end this year with more targets than DJ, depending on how it could happen, depending on.
He's a dog. He's a dog.
Yeah,
you'll see more explosive plays out of Pickens. I think the rest of the year. I don't think he's going to lead. Deontay Johnson's.
He's got to catch the ball, dude.
I know, but he catches the ball majority of the time. But I agree with you. He has some big drops. He seems like he always has some big drops.
Big drops.
The guy that's killing this offense is Claypool. He is murdering this offense.
I was gonna say Claypool, but I've always kind of been down on Claypool a little bit. So he's not fluctuated out of that. I just feel like where DJ was last year, ending with Ben. Then going into the offseason, us going, okay, no more Smith Schuster. So you're the guy. We're paying you this money. You are the guy. We Mitch, Mason, Kenny, doesn't matter. We need you to do something on this offense. And for him in the locker room presser to say that, oh, well, I think the team's in a rebuilding state. You don't want that from the guy that's supposed to be leading your wide receiver room.
There's the big difference. I don't think he's very smart, but I mean, he has dropped some big balls, but he's had two of the most ridiculous catches I've ever seen too.
Yeah, but so is Pickens.
I agree.
Yeah.
But Pickens, I agree, but DJ's a dog, man. I like DJ.
I agree. I'm just thinking the first four. He's been lackluster for what we just paid him. But so is the defense.
But here's my thing. I don't think it's anything we've seen in the past. I mean, this is how Tiger stripes don't change. This is how Deontay Johnson plays.
Yeah,
he's going to have
more money now. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
But at this point, right in time, I don't think you didn't have any options. I think you actually got him cheap for what other receivers.
Yeah, compared to some of the other guys.
Compared to the other guys.
Yeah,
so to me, it's like one of those things. It's like, I get it, but to me, TJ, ask me this question. I just don't understand it. I mean, like, why are they not playing Claypool in the slot? Like, I don't get it. He would be Am I going brain
right.
crazy?
I don't know why he's not doing it either.
Wouldn't he be an impossible matchup for a linebacker and an impossible matchup for a safety?
If he could catch the ball, he'd be great.
TJ, I don't care if he couldn't catch the ball. At least he could be a decoy in the middle of the field.
Yeah, you're right. So maybe we'll see that. I don't know. He's very. Now, I did hear that they're elevating Sims this week, and they're taking our whatchamacallit, Oslowski or whatever his name is.
Oh, you mean Punxsutawney's own? That guy's.
You mean Fumbles?
he's turning into every time that Ray would be back there return a punch. You'd be like, yeah. So I think that, but I also think I wonder if Austin's going to be close to coming back.
They do say he is close to coming back, so I think that might be something that'll be interesting. What else you got in the Inzer mailbag?
I got nothing else. I mean, I could say, hey, what do you think our record's going to be all the way through? But I think we kind of went through it. You know, I'm guessing you're thinking 6 or 7. I'm thinking probably 5 or 4. And Tyler,
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm 5, 4, 6.
Man, you have never seen anything like this.
I know,
sucks for you, dude.
It's brutal. I don't know what to
I haven't
do
lost
with
total
myself.
hope yet. And I can't. You can't count next week's game.
Imagine if Pickett comes in and literally like carries Pittsburgh on his back and just rides off into the sunset.
If they beat Buffalo, I don't think anybody's going to have to be able to come near me for a week. and Pickett's the reason why they beat Buffalo. If he outduels Josh Allen, just stay away from my house because my head will be so big, it'll probably be poking out the windows of my house. You'll be like, how did his head get so big? I'll be like, oh, there's Mr. Harris's head just getting big.
What if Pickett goes like 27 for 30, 350 yards and three tutties,
And they win?
and they win?
TJ,
Yeah.
the enter button wouldn't even be. You wouldn't even have to. The game wouldn't even have ended. The enter button would have been pressed, and I would have had a newly minted number 8 jersey, like the good one. Like, I'm not talking the cheapy one. I'm talking like
$245.
I'm talking like game used. I may go outside and put some grass stains in it to say Pickett actually wore this during his Messiah run of this game.
Well, let's transition to the Bills. We do have the Bills this week. I mean, it's going to take a miracle to beat the Bills. This is truly a David and Goliath thing. Tim, what do you think? I mean, what are some of the Steelers' keys to victory against the Bills, short of a plane going down, the entire Bills team getting, explosive diarrhea? What do you see as our key to victory?
I don't know, but like this would be so Tomlin to like lose to these past crappy games and us somehow going up to Buffalo and winning and being like, what the heck just happened? My keys to victory, brother.
I mean, they're the number one statistical defense right now. They're fourth against the run, fourth against the pass.
You have to somehow I'm thinking defensively, you got to somehow. They can't run the ball. Buffalo, I mean, they just can't run the ball.
Do they even care about running the ball, Tim?
No, they don't. So you got to somehow, TJ. I don't know who's going to cover Stephon Diggs. You're gonna have Levi Wallace covering Stephon Diggs.
We might not even have a starting defensive backfield.
Oh,
Tim, you may get a call. Keep your phone. Get your phone on vibrate. Get your phone ready. They might need the old safety from Gateway, Tim.
I was thinking
safety.
Did you just come off? I don't want to make this long, but did you see like when Aaron Judge hit his 60-second home run? You didn't see the clip of that?
No, what did he do?
The ball went in. The guy caught it in the stands. There was another guy before the ball even landed, just jumped from his seats into the dugout. It looked like it was about a 30-foot drop. And I go, that would be me doing that, thinking that the ball's not going to get into the stands and I'm going to grab it down there. And I would jump down and both my legs would just explode. I'd be sitting there like a big fat glob trying to run over the ball with bones sticking out of my leg. And you know what happened?
And then you could sue them because you jumped. Did you see the guy suing? The guy from from LA. He's suing him for putting him down because he was running on the field.
But I guess my question is if my bones are broken at my leg and I somehow crawl to that ball and I have it and I'm in the dugout, wouldn't they just take it from me anyways and I'm allowed to have it anyways?
Probably.
Yeah.
Or would I just for me, I would just bury it down my pants and be like, if you want it, you come get it.
I'd swallow it and say it'll be out in about 3 to 4 hours.
Anyway, so let me back to Buffalo. John, you got to have him hopefully have some turnovers. I don't know. I don't know what you're going to do defensively against those guys. But I would say on their offense, their defense is pretty banged up, dude. So
their whole team. Did you see their practice report? Like half the teams on the practice is on the injury list.
I think both their starting corners aren't playing.
But Allen's not on it, Tim. He's still fine.
And maybe he'll I don't know. Maybe he'll trip going out in warm-ups and fall.
Who's their backup? Is anybody we got to worry about?
It's Matt Barkley.
No, not at all. Then I would trade.
Baby.
I would trade Mitch during game over there. It'd be like an instant game. But like once you go over there, if Allen went down,
it's him or Case Keenum.
Case Keenum will beat he'll be able to beat the Steelers against Buffalo.
I was just gonna say.
Offensively, I guess you got to try to. You got to try to score points. I'm thinking. I hate to say it. I don't want to see it, but I think they're gonna have. I think Kenny's gonna be chucking the ball like 40 times. Because I think that's that's the matchups you're going to have on the outside because their secondary is so beat up. But on that flip side, you're not going to see much of Muth because they're going to be chipping Von Miller all damn day because that dude Kenny won't make it through a quarter if you're going one-on-one with him and
with Moore?
with Dan Moore. It's going to be like the one thing Dan Moore can't deal with is speed.
Other than that, we're great.
So
that's just great.
I don't know, TJ. If I don't know if I don't know. Do you just if you're a defensive guy, do you just blitz Josh Allen all game? Just say, hey, I'm just gonna die on the shield. Yeah, I mean, what else do you
I don't think you have a choice. You got to get some pressure. We know T.J. Watt ain't going to be back, so maybe that Mills kid will just turn into something.
they all? I mean, that guy. Denver must have known something. They're like, yeah,
Yeah, we got him for a
yeah. I don't
steal.
know.
So producer T, what do you think? Give me some of you. What's a key to victory for us, man? How's the only way we're going to do this?
I think if somehow number 17, Josh Allen, turns into number 11, Matt Barkley, I think we have a chance on the depth chart.
Or number 10, Mitch Trubisky.
Or number
Can
10, Mitch
can we
Trubisky.
can you just picture like if we like sent Mason out there like with like a mask on and he clubs Josh Allen's leg like Mason, that would be the greatest thing he's ever done in a Steeler, like ever for the Steelers. And
He
just
would be
what
welcome
I,
back
A
with open
statue
arms.
for him.
I'd
Yeah.
be welcome back with open
TJ,
arms.
Yeah.
TJ, I would say if you do that, we'll give you Mitch's money, all of his money. That's what.
I feel bad though too because Mitch has to go out for the coin toss, but he's not playing. That would suck. Would suck to go out to flip the coin to win it and like, okay, team, and then you're like, okay, have fun, Kenny.
Why don't you just go out there if he goes off the coin toss and if Josh Allen's out there? Why don't you just Mitch just while the coins are just kick Allen right in the crotch,
That's what I'm saying. There's so many options.
get his game check at least. Be like, yeah, at least I made my game check this time or something of the sort.
I'm
Yeah.
for that.
Oh man.
Offensively, I agree. I think Kenny Pickett, or more so Matt Canada, has to just let Kenny fly. Like I just at this point, being 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 a 14-point spread, we have to score the football. We have to put up points. And as of right now, I think the best opportunity for that is Kenny throwing the ball wherever he wants to, whenever he wants to, and however he wants
if
to.
I see Kenny go out the same game plan and all of a sudden he's looking like Mitchell Trubisky, I'm going to fly to Pittsburgh and murder Matt Canada, dude. Because all that would tell me is like Canada was probably like waiting, being like, now I can put my clasp on Kenny now too. Let's go. Yeah.
Well, so what's weird too is like he said after the game, he told Matt, he said, look, I know I know all this stuff. And so like I feel like there's like something to that too of like, was Mitch not able to comprehend like some of the playbook, which is totally possible. And so hopefully maybe we see a wider playbook because of the arm talent that Kenny has. And then my hope is, and the offensive key, I think, is Kenny has to throw the football. We can't just hand the ball off the whole time.
I just think I'm starting to believe like Mitch was like he was cheating his way through things. Like sometimes if you go to an eye appointment, you can kind of memorize.
I know that first letter's E.
Memorize the letters before you take your eye test. I think Mitch was doing that somehow. He was like, "Yeah, I'll memorize this and tell him it's this, and then when you had to read it, you're like, I can't read this." I think that's what was happening. I don't know. I know. So what do you think, TJ? What is the what's the game plan? But
Well, I think you got to keep their offense off the field. So I think we need long, sustainable drives. And then I think that we're going to need turnovers. Holy crap. Somehow, some way. I think if we're going to win this game, I think the offense has got to put up at least three tutties and a field goal. And then we need one defensive turnover and score. We need a pick, not a pick six, a pick 14. That's what we need, a pick 14. But it's possible. I mean, hey, we beat the Bills last year, and it was shocking, coming out of the gate. Again, you don't have T.J. Watt. That's a big loss. But who knows? Maybe something else will happen, and they might surprise you. So give me a score. What do you think the score is going to be?
Producer 2, you go ahead first, brother, with this one.
I feel like Yinzer Nation will be mad at me for the score that that's about to come out of my mouth. I think if Kenny plays the way that I think he can play, and Matt Canada doesn't have his fingers all up in him like that, controlling everything he does. I think we could get like a 34-28, something like that. I think the Bills win still. I think Josh Allen's just he's too good.
There ain't a chance in God's creation they're putting up 28 points.
Hey, you never know. You never know. You never know. Well, if he's slinging that thing, dude, if he's slinging the rock around like crazy,
I don't know. I don't know if my heart can handle 28 points.
Hey, if Claypool caught that ball, I think that game is miles different, immensely different. If he catches that ball on the 10, that game looks way different.
I also think if Fenwick's own is not covering slot receivers on the defense on 3rd and 13, probably that game would be a lot different too. But I just consider you see it every week. So what do you think, TJ? What's your score?
I think I'm going to go out on a limb here because I think Pickett's going to have success. He's very accurate. I think the Steelers are going to score. Let me think. My Siri turned on and started talking. It was weird.
Because Siri knows too. Siri's like, don't say it.
I think that they're going to score. Well, I'd say their defense is good. I'm going to say the score is going to be. You
got to remember, they do have the good Edmonds brother. You got to remember.
Hey, he's dinged up. He may not be playing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say
both Edmonds brothers. What are they going to be doing? High fiving each other, rapping up because you'll be playing again.
I'm going to say the Steelers are going to put up 27 points, and I'm going to say 27 to 10 Steelers.
Oh,
win!
Wow.
Give me whatever you're eating over there, buddy. Wow. Woof. There's no way in God's creation they're winning this game.
If they win, Tim, what are you going to do if they win?
Again, I told you my head is. You're gonna be able to see my head from Delaware. That's how big my head is going to be. I think the Steelers will cover. I think the spread is 14. I think that's crazy.
It is.
But I'm thinking something like a 23-28 game, and I think it's gonna be one of those things where the Steelers will make it closer than it appears to be at the end. I think they'll get some junk touchdown or something like that. But I don't think Kenny's going to be the doing of them losing this game. I think their defense is not going to be able to do anything, and Josh Allen's going to kill them. So I don't think Kenny being a rookie and starting he's going to be the reason why they lose this game glaringly. I think it's going to be more the defense.
Okay. Well, I think that's a good Yinzer Bros for tonight. We've gone a pretty good thing. Again, if you like our podcast,
which I know we didn't do, offensive player of the game, producer T.
DJ.
You idiot.
Even though
DJ, you suck. TJ, offensive player of the game.
Got to be Kenny Pickett. It's got to be number 8.
I'm going to say Pickens because the guy's a dog and I love him.
He is. It's got to be. It's going to be Pickett's going to. I'm telling you right now, Pickett's going to set the world on fire. He's incredibly accurate. He throws for over 300 yards.
Love his hair. Got luscious locks.
He does.
Defensive player of the game. TJ, who's your defensive guy if we have one?
Mika.
I mean, see the guy we have left on defense. Good call.
If he plays, Mika. I think Mika is another pick.
Producer T. Highsmith.
Highsmith.
Okay.
Yeah. He's still leading the league in sacks.
Because we need the pressure. It's the only way that I think things change with Josh Allen. Is
there any talk about when's Watt coming back? Any talk?
So some people on Twitter were saying that it could be as soon as week 6, but we'll see.
I don't know. I've heard that, but I've also heard things aren't looking as great as they appear. So I'm going to say he may not be back until about week 8, maybe even possibly after the bye. That's where my gut is telling me. My defensive player of the game, I'm going to go a little bit off the ball here. If they have any chance in this game, it's not going to be a defensive player. It's going to be Brian Flores scheming something up to stop them. So is it possible to choose that as my player or
I think you choose
person
it.
of the
That's
game?
fine.
TJ, I can't choose anyone on defense. I mean, I was going to pick Levi Wallace, and my brain was going to, all I keep thinking about is him, Stephon Diggs doing the clapper all over him. I don't know.
We need a pass rush.
Yeah.
Well, that does it for the Injured Bros tonight. Again, I'm TJ. I'm here with my brother Tim. We got producer T, and we are the Injured Bros. Don't forget, if you like what you've heard, pass along to your friends, your neighbors, your enemies, everybody. Again, we're the Injured Bros.
Producer T, we got to make sure we produce, right?
Yeah, I produce every time that you record content. So
it's coming. Stay classy, Pittsburgh.
Still number one out here. All right.
All right. See you next time.